Hi guys, I'm here with Chris DeLay, one of the head developers of Prison Architect. Chris, pleasure to meet you.
Hello, good to meet you.
So, Prison Architect, it's getting bigger. You know, we're seeing videos all the time, we're seeing constant updates all the time. What does it feel like to be riding this crest of success at the moment?
It feels fantastic, obviously. I mean, it just feels absolutely wonderful. It's the ideal position to be in as a game developer because we're developing new features on a monthly basis, and people are trying them just 4 weeks later.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible to get that immediate feedback to everything that we do.
Well, I mean, it's very interesting because, you know, especially with yourself being in the alpha stage as you are, I mean, maybe, was it about once every 2 months, 1 month?
Once a month we've been trying to do.
I mean, so, I mean, as a player, I see 1 month, and then the next month I see something entirely different, and it's brilliant. I mean, obviously with the indie game surge at the moment, we're just seeing brilliant games. I mean, for you, what was the inspiration for Prison Architect? I mean, there's been a lot of these architect tycoon type games.
It was actually from a trip from around Alcatraz, and I was on holiday in San Francisco and went around Alcatraz, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, really atmospheric and
quite creepy.
A bit creepy, but very structural. Very sort of like there's engineering everywhere you look.
Yeah.
The mechanics of the doors, the way the place was designed, you know.
Yeah.
And I just thought this is brilliant. This is fantastic. I'd love to build a prison game. You know, I'd love to build a prison in a game.
Well, it was certainly something that wasn't on the market. I mean, we'd had things like Theme Hospital, Railway Tycoon, The Sims, obviously. You know, these sort of construction games.
It's a similar sort of ilk, but a much darker theme, I think. And the more we worked on it, the more we realised that dark themes are a real blessing. You know? It's really rich with possibilities and choices.
Well, I mean, obviously, with the introduction of the new contraband system, obviously it allows you a much tighter grip on your prisoners. Obviously, they don't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, personally, I'm a bit paranoid when it comes to the prisons. I always put metal detectors at every door.
Right.
And then you get, you know, the whole searched unnecessarily thing.
Yeah.
They really don't like that.
Yeah, prisoners get really annoyed by being searched repeatedly.
Yeah, and it shows, especially if you've got the maximum security prisoners.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been playing the game since about Alpha 3, Alpha 4. What can we expect to see with, you know, with the introduction of the contraband system and the high security walls and the tunnelling, which is a pain in the backside?
Yeah.
What can we expect to see next?
Well, the tunnelling I've nerfed it already. I've turned it down really heavily. It was ridiculous, the number of people that were digging tunnels. It's like everyone in your prison was tunnelling.
Yeah, well, you do a shakedown and then suddenly you'd have the little warning icon over about half your cells.
Yeah. It's a lot less now, and we've introduced guard dogs in the new version, and guard dogs are very, very good at detecting the tunnels. They kind of dig away and sniff at the ground.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
And they're also, in the way that metal detectors pick up knives and stuff, dogs also pick up all the drugs, alcohol, contraband.
Ah, that's brilliant.
The sniffer dogs. And they can also, you know, chase down the prisoners that are running away.
That's going to be great.
Because right now, if a prisoner's running away and the guard's behind him, he never catches them.
Move at the same speed.
Yeah. Whereas the dogs are just like, and they just catch him.
And you're done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously you sort of had your own sort of crowd surfing website. You know, obviously Introversion is an established name. We've got games like DEFCON. I mean, you're known in the market, but you went for the crowd surfing idea with Prison Architect. How did that work out for you?
Well, it worked out brilliantly. I mean, it's been fantastic. But now, I mean, releasing it through the Steam Early Access has been fantastic.
Yeah.
But even before that, we were selling an early access on our own website.
Yeah.
And that was really, really popular as well.
So, with the Steam Early Access then, how does that work? Are Steam, I mean, obviously there's the integration level of Steam, and it's very good for the user because of the automatic updates.
Yeah.
I mean, when I came into Prison Architect, you know, you just updated when the emails came through.
Yeah.
But now I've migrated onto Steam, it just updates automatically. But what's it like being on the Steam Early Access program? And obviously we've got AAA titles like Arma 3 on there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're not far off that yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it is a bit weird. It's a weird mix of everything, but isn't that's kind of like what Steam is so good at, isn't it? Steam is the mix of alpha and AAA and indie. Yeah. I mean, and Valve have always been really, really indie friendly, I think.
Yeah.
We were lucky in that we kind of got in with Valve really early on because we had Darwinia on Steam.
Of course.
And that was the second non-Valve game on Steam after Ragdoll Kung Fu. There's Ragdoll Kung Fu, then Dolly. So we've known them for ages.
Yeah, well, it's a good foot in the door.
Yeah, and so we asked them if we could sell Prison Architect on Steam, even though it wasn't finished.
Yeah.
And they had that early access thing coming up at the same time.
Ah, right.
And so it all just made sense.
I mean, as you say, Steam is very user-friendly, very content creator-friendly. We've got things like Greenlight now, which is a fantastic service. I mean, a developer from a team of 100 to a team of 1 can have their game made available to the masses of Steam.
Yeah.
Steam Greenlight is just, and Steam Early Access has just opened up a whole new world for the gamer and for the developer.
I think it's opened up a new way of developing as well. I think there's a lot of companies now that are developing games in this way and see it as a really viable business model to get to a certain point and then release it as early access, and then develop publicly and then release it fully.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you found this with the early access, with releasing an alpha. The amount of feedback you must get is huge.
Yeah, we get tons of feedback. And it's absolutely brilliant. And stuff. I mean, I could work on a new feature tomorrow, and people will be playing it in like a month's time. And it's so great to have that immediate response.
Yeah.
Because previously you'd develop something and it could be like 2 years before that feature made it out.
Well, I mean, when we look at Grand Theft Auto that's just come out, obviously that was bumped back and they've been teasing us with content constantly until it came out last week. Unfortunately, the same week University went back. But
bad luck.
So, I mean, how much content from the community do you actually take on? I mean, obviously you're now incorporated into the Steam Workshop as well.
Yeah. I mean, Steam Workshop is very good for sharing prisons.
Yeah.
So people that have built very, very big prisons can share them, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go further. Maybe we'll start to support more kinds of content. But there's no current firm plan for that.
Yeah.
But we do watch the forums very closely. We look at the community a lot. They're very, very good at spotting what doesn't work.
Well, I mean, the community love you. I mean, it's a completely different game. It's it's a complete curveball to the market.
It is, and it's weird because the normal instinct when you're developing a game, I think, is to keep really quiet about it. Keep it all to yourself and bring it all out in one big day when you're like, wow, look at this thing we're working on.
Yeah, ta-da.
But as a little indie with a handful of staff, it's very, very difficult to actually achieve that kind of big moment.
Fireworks and
it's really difficult, and it's much easier to have another go every month. Right? Every month we do an update and we do a YouTube video and a blog and we tell everyone and we just get another go at promoting the game to another bunch of people.
I suppose that's if you do something wrong or if you do something community goes, you can easily take a step back and change it. But like you're saying with the tunneling, maybe a bit overamped, just pull it back a bit.
It was far too much of it in the previous version, and we saw that. I kind of suspected that was true anyway, but I don't mind because it's during the alpha. I don't mind releasing features that are not tuned very well. I'd rather have it work reliably, and then they can be tuned at a later alpha. So in this version, tunneling is much more how it should be, a rare occurrence.
Well, I can't wait to see the guard dog. So it's going to be very thankful you opened up to us on that. I'll be waiting patiently with bated breath.
Yeah, they're very cool. They look really good and they sound really good as well.
Rottweilers running around.
No, they're like they're not Rottweilers. They're nice big guard dogs. They're not like savage, like I'm gonna rip your face off until we get into a fight. So they have drawbacks. If they're in a fight, for example, and their guard handler is killed, they just go ballistic and they're just like savagely attacking the prisoner.
Oh dear.
Right? But normally the handler is there, controlling them with a leash.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Anyway, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah,
it's been a brilliant pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hello and welcome to Primordial Porridge. You join us here at day 2 of Eurogamer. We've already seen a bunch of new exhibits and it's been a lot of fun. But we're going to continue that with a couple more. So here we go. Hope you guys enjoy.